Hello everyone and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. We are going to be doing, this is our Whip It Wednesday, but it's a little bit different. This is definitely a work in progress. You will see I have my Accuquilt out. I have my tray here. I will turn you down on it and show you what I'm doing. I am working on my quilt along quilt with Christen with I See Stars Quilting, and I need to get all of my fabrics cut, and I decided I would give myself a little bit of grace. I have hand cut all of these squares here. You'll see this is 15 fat quarters that I have cut down. I'm going to move that over here out of the way. And this is my background. My background, it calls for 4.5 yards. So what I have done, I think I actually cut 5 yards because I'm going to use my Accuquilt. Now the Accuquilt, you do lose some fabrics when you use the Accuquilt, because when you lay your fabric on your die, let me show you the die. And I'll have to show you the back of it because the front of it, you can't see the thing. This is the die. This right here is a metal blade that comes through this side right here. But your fabric has to overlap. It has to go over that edge. So it will cut that. Now, I have been told that this will do up to 10 layers. I don't think I want to do 10 layers. I'll probably just put like 2 on there. Let me turn you down. Well, let me give you more information here. This is a quilt along or sew along that I'm doing with Christen with I See Stars Quilting. This is the Taylor Swift inspired quilt. I'm not telling you the pattern. I'm not going to tell you my inspiration. So this is just going to all be a surprise. But tonight what we are doing, and it is nighttime. It's 9 o'clock at night. And if you're interested in doing this, guys, I'll put Kristen's information down in the link. She does have 3 tiers of membership where you can join and do the quilt along with us. She does do Zoom calls. We had one yesterday and one today, and we'll have another one in like a week. So if you're interested, go on and get in. Pick you a pattern, pick your fabrics, go onto her website or her link and join us. This is going to be so much fun. There is over 100 women doing or men. I don't know. Some of it, there could be some men in here in our group, but there's over 100 participants in this. And like tonight, we brainstormed for one of the other participants. She was having difficulty thinking of some colors. Well, I already knew what colors I was going to use. I really didn't have questions. I have done sew-alongs with Christen before. She's fabulous. She gives you so much information, so much help. So let me get you turned down and we will start cutting fabrics. Okay, guys, so here I have you turned down. You see my die here. I am going to get, now I'm going to start my fabrics. This is my selvage edge. I'm just making sure I'm covering all parts of that. So why don't we try, and this is folded in half, so for each strip, we will get 2 squares. I think this is the 5.5 inch that I'm using. Not real sure. I don't remember. I think this is my smaller piece. I did cut, 6 inches. These are 6 inches. I'm cutting 5.5 inches. So I'm just going to do 6. Now I know it's going to be slow going at that pace, but I don't want to overload it. And y'all are really going to see the first, let's see, let's get it going. Y'all are going to see my first attempt at doing this. I don't know if I'm doing it the wrong direction. Now this will be the first quilt I've made with this. Now I do know this does pop when it comes out from under it. Okay. So let's check this out. Okay, I do see where it didn't cut real good there. So I do need a little scissor. That could be user malfunction also, because like I said, this is the first time. So I know that is 6 squares. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just sit down and see if I can start working these. I will pull this. I don't know if I can send it back through the other direction, but we will try it. So if you do not have an Accuquilt, you can cut your squares by hand. I just cut 130 something by hand, so it won't kill you. And I will tell you, this machine has me winded because it's heavy, and I just picked it up and moved it to this table. So let's see. Let me get my fabric out of the way here. It looks like you have to tilt it down. I don't know if it works going that direction. Let's try it. It must not work going this direction. No, it don't look like it does. Okay, so. Oh, and it made my fabric nasty. Well, that's what happens when you're testing. I'll just turn the fabric over the other direction. Let me make sure I can feel where the cutting blade is there. And we're going to push this all the way under. Now see, I'm not having much luck with this. Now this is going to pop. Now let's check this one out. I do have my little scissors here just in case. Does look like we need them right here. I am going to pull my fabric out so I can see what I'm doing here, because it doesn't look like it's all the fabric that is not cutting. Some of it is cutting, some of it is not. Okay, so I will take that. So that is 12 pieces. Well, that's 12 pieces down, 100 and something more to go. Let me double check my die. Yes, this is a 5.5 inch square that I'm cutting. So I am going to lay this back down. And you'll see I have a lot of strings hanging here. And normally it would bother me that I had that much waste. Let me go on and cut this off because I don't need all of this on here. Now see, I could even lay my fabrics sideways like this, and I'm going to push that under. So I am able to do it back and forth both ways. It doesn't actually say which direction to put it in, so maybe it's multi-directional. Okay, so I see over here on this end, I may be a little close to the edge. So let me see if it did not. We won't do 6 at a time now. We'll see how 4 works. 4 layers works. Because I think that may be it for this stack of fabric. And you will see that I do have quite a good bit of fabric left. I may have to cut more. So let me just put one of them on here. Well, I can do 2. Let me see if that's enough to... Yeah, that's enough to do a piece there. Let's do another piece here. Since this is 3 separate pieces of fabric, that will only be 3 layers there. Let's see how those 3 layers do. I think it's that edge. I think my dye. Now, my husband did get this secondhand, but I think that dye must be bent or wore out or something. So let's see, out of 3 pieces of fabric, that is 6 inches by width of fabric. Let's see how many we got here. We're going to count them out. This is 21 5.5 inch squares from 3 6-inch by width of fabric pieces. So what I am going to do is just start putting one piece on here. I'm making sure I am covering. And it looks like what I have to do is kind of press this under there, kind of encourage it to go. I may need to move the block over some. Let's see if that jumps. Okay, so that doesn't jump. Before it did jump on me. It's still not cutting it all the way through. So it looks like this die is not the way to go, because this die does not seem to be cutting in several places, even with just 2 layers. So I'm having to cut them loose, and I don't have time to do that. Well, guys, I'm back, but it's not how we thought it would be. I thought I was recording, and I was, but there was no sound. So I'm actually going to pull my little block. It shows I am connected. I thought it was earlier too, but it wasn't apparently. So let me show you what I got done. And we will see right here I had to write it down, 63 5.5 inch squares. I do need 89 of those. So I get about 6 squares per strip. I've cut them down to 5.5 inch strips. And I get about 6 out of it. Now, I do get 2 4.5 inch squares out of it also, which I have some of those over here, because I have to have 108 4.5-inch squares. I was really hoping to get all of this cut tonight, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And I was just chit-chatting with y'all, just going on, and there is not a stitch of sound in that second half of that recording. So I've just deleted it. I'm not even going to worry with it. So what I've done is I've cut 5 more strips to finish out my 5.5-inch blocks. I will try to cut those tomorrow, but it is very likely I am going to bring you guys along with me, and we're going to be doing this. This is Cotton Cuts Carnival Clue number 9. I have not opened it yet. So, y'all, I will be bringing y'all with me tomorrow, hopefully. I'm saying hopefully. I hope to get the rest of this cut tomorrow. And then I hope to be able to get my clue number 9 for Carnival done. As a lot of you already know, I do work a full 40-hour week. I work from 6 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and it's Tuesday right now. So this is going to be our Whip It Wednesday. I normally do record the night before the video, and I edit at night. I upload it overnight, and in the morning when I get up, I come in my office and I finish my video up. I have very long days. I get up at 4:30 in the morning, and it's almost 11 p.m. So, yeah, I have really long days, but I don't mind. It's just me here in the house. My husband is off working. Don't worry about my safety. We have safety measures in place for me to be home alone. I have 2 guard dogs outside, and I'm a woman from the South. You know, I know how to take care of myself. Before we learn how to ride a bike, we learn how to use protection. So, but that being said, I'm the only one here at home. So in order to kill my boredom, I just sew. And I really enjoy that, because before I started quilting or sewing, quilting, I had a really hard time, you know. I was bored very easily. So this looks like this is going to be a very short video. But I hope you guys come along with me. I hope you would, you know, if you'd like to do the Taylor Swift inspired, you do not have to be a Swiftie. I'm not a Swiftie. There's a lot of people in this group that's not Swifties. So, if you would like to join us, though, go in my comment or my description, and I have Christen's link down there. Just go check it out. She does have a Facebook group, but you have to become you have to join one of her tiers to be invited into the Facebook group. And once you request to join, you are screened before they let you in. But it is fabulous, fabulous information in the Facebook group. They put like our homework, you know, little task for us to do. I do hope to be getting this quilt completed, the top completed, by April 25th, maybe 22nd, 25th, because I do want to send this off to the long arm so it can be done, because I'll have 4 weeks for them to long arm it before we have to be finished with our project. We do have a deadline, but you know, if we're not done, that's okay. You know, you really do this at your own pace, and you know, if you're not done, you're not done. But if you are, that's great. I think this quilt's going to be a little more than I had anticipated, but I'm so excited to be working on it. And I mean, I'll show you my colors that I'm using. I mean, y'all see, this is all Anna Maria Horner fabrics. I've got some Brave in there. I've got some Bright Eyes. I've got some Love Always. I think there's like 4 lines of her fabric in here. I had gotten that Fat Quarter Shop Bundle Bonanza, I think is what it was called. And it had several lines of her fabric in there. And so literally I'm using fabric out of my stash that I've accumulated. I've had it. Now the black background, I did purchase the bolt, but if you saw my my haul that I did, I was able to get the 2 bolts for $50 each because I bought 2. That was a deal that Missouri Star Quilt Company had going, and I took advantage of it. But I'm trying to think, I had told y'all all kinds of things, but I didn't record. It didn't record. I hope to have all my cutting done tomorrow, and I hope to be sewing on another quilt tomorrow. I do have the Carnival, the Tree of Life, and the Brown Bag Mystery Quilt. I did get that clue today. Also, I've got to read that clue because when I opened it up, they're using a special ruler. I don't know if I have that ruler or I have one that will work like that ruler. I may just have the bigger version of what they're using. I think is what it is. But I really need to look over those before I really come on and do a video on it, because sometimes it doesn't make sense to me. But guys, I am going to end the video here. I hope y'all are having a fabulous day. If you've not already, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, have a very blessed day. Goodbye.